The problem here is, how do you figure out what year it is? Well, if you want to figure out the year of these coins, you have to tip them up on the side. And what you do is you turn them over until you can see. You see this one is a 2009, and this was made at the Denver Mint. Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today it's the 2009 William Henry Harrison Presidential Dollar coin, and we've got one of them right here. And this coin is a strange one. William Henry Harrison served for 1 month as President of the United States. And so when you see the Presidential Dollar coin, usually it says the year they started, and then the year they finished being president. And of course, that was just 1 year for him. On March 4th, 1841, William Henry Harrison was inaugurated in Washington, D.C. He was 67 years old. He delivered the inauguration address on a cold, wet day. He wanted to show how tough he was, so he didn't have a hat or an overcoat on. And he got sick. He got a cold and some chills, and it got worse and worse and worse. And of course, you know what you do when you get a cold and chills is you drink plenty of water. Well, guess what? The water in Washington, D.C. back then was very contaminated. And the more water they gave him, the sicker he got, the more intestinal problems he had. And then finally he died in April 4th of 1841. So he's the shortest serving president. And of course, when the president dies, the vice president becomes president. And that was John Tyler. And here's the John Tyler. So John Tyler came in, took over the remainder of the presidency, and then he left. He was not reelected. He only served the remainder of William Henry Harrison's term. So we see this coin. It's a gold-looking coin. It's 85% copper. It's a blended coin. 85% copper, 3.5% manganese, 6% zinc, and 2% nickel. And if you look at it, you see it says William Henry Harrison at the top. In God We Trust here, 9th president. There's a JFM, and that's for Joseph F. Mena, who was engraver of the front of this coin. Then if we flip it over, we see that it's Statue of Liberty on the back. It says United States of America. And then if we open it up, you see she's carrying the torch and a book. And then down here is a D and an E, and that's for Dawn Everhart. Now there's also over on this side is the dollar sign and a 1. So it's a $1 coin. The problem here is, how do you figure out what year it is? Well, if you want to figure out the year of these coins, you have to tip them up on the side. And what you do is you turn them over until you can see. You see this one is a 2009, and this was made at the Denver Mint. You can see this, there's some stars on there. Then it says E Pluribus Unum. Then some more stars, and then back to the date 2009 Denver. They made this at the Denver Mint, in the Philadelphia Mint, and the San Francisco Mint, where they made proof coins. At Philadelphia, they made 43.26 million. At Denver, they made 55.2 million. And then they also made 2+ million at San Francisco. So 100 million of these coins were made. The San Francisco ones are much different looking. And so there's 3 different types of coins. There's a regular circulating coin, which is one like this, and you'll see that it just looks really worn. There's this coin here, which is called a special mint set coin, because in 2009, the U.S. Mint used a satin finish on their mint set coins. So this is called a special mint set coin. And so that has a different designation because it came out of a mint set. And then you get wow, look at that. This is the San Francisco Mint proof coin. And the way you can tell a proof coin, again, you tip it up, you flip it around, and you see that this says 2009S. San Francisco Mint only made proof coins in 2009. And then you see the back, and it's just beautiful. I'm handling these coins, and there's a reason for that, and that's because they're not very valuable coins. In general, a one that looks like this is worth $1. One that looks like this with the satin finish, the special mint set one, could be worth up to $3 unless it's a specialty coin. What would the specialty be? Well, there's two different ways to look at these coins. First is you look and see when you pick it up from the face, does the writing go up or down? Writing and numbers on here look like they're upside down when you pick it up from the front. This is called a position A coin. So the writing on here can be two different ways. It can be facing down, that's position A, or if it's facing up, that's position B. There are slight changes in value for the differences between a position A and a position B. The huge value on this coin would be if you got one with the satin finish or special mint set without the edge lettering. Now there's a few coins out there that don't have all this stuff on the edge, and if it's a satin finish coin, it could be worth over $1,000. But in general, these are worth, $2 to $3 max. And if you have a circulating one, you might as well just spend it. Even if you have a really good coin, this one here, the proof coin, it's going to be worth a maximum of probably $3 unless it's in incredibly good shape. So William Henry Harrison was the 9th president, in the 9th in the presidential list. John Tyler came after him. John Tyler is also a 2009 coin. Let's see, and we see this one's upside down too. When we pick up the front, the lettering is upside down. That means that this is, again, a type A. The John Tyler coin was the second one introduced in 2009. Next after him was the James A. Polk coin. And James A. Polk, what you see, he was the next president, 1845 to 1849. After him came Zachary Taylor, and so it was those four, 1849 to 1850. And again, Zachary Taylor, a really short presidency. So here's the four from 2009: Harrison, Tyler, Polk, and Taylor. And it's funny because between the four of these guys, normally you'd expect about 16 years worth of presidency. You got about 9 years of presidency. Well, if you're looking for these out there, not hugely valuable. They're kind of fun to collect. It's really, really hard to get them in circulating condition from a bank. That's probably the hardest thing you can do. But it's also, there also will be the least valuable ones. If you get one like this, just spend it. It's worth $1 unless you don't have it. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. Leave any comments you have in the comment section.